Hi, Carol Fitzgerald here. Welcome back. I haven't had time to do many videos because my husband was gravely ill in December. Thank the good Lord, he's had a miraculous recovery and he is doing better. He has some heart problems, and he's home all the time now, so my schedule is thrown way off. I'm not as flexible as I used to be. Anyway, he is getting better. He's not 100%, but he is much, much better than he was. So I hope I'm back. As I said, I'm not as flexible as I was before he was home, but I'm going to see if I can get more on a regular basis again with videos. So with that said, I'm going to do steamed greens for you today. And it's a very simple dish. It takes less than 10 minutes to prepare, and it is absolutely delicious. So here I have a whole bunch of kale. And you know, greens, if you've done them before, cook way down. So you need a lot if you're going to serve several people with this. So this is just one bunch of kale. And how you do this is de-stem it by just pushing your two fingers, thumb and forefinger, up the stem, and it comes off just like that. And then we're going to chop all of this up in small bite-sized pieces. Okay, I have the kale all de-stemmed. The reason you do that is because the stem is a little bit bitter. So you take it all off of the stem and then chop it up. So I've got it chopped here in the bowl, ready to go in the pan. You can do this with any green. You can do it with chard. This happens to be kale, as I mentioned. You can do it with collard greens, spinach, any green that you like. And it works out just as well. I also have garlic chopped up already. Onion here and tomato. So we're going to take that over to the stove. Okay, so we're going to saute the garlic and onion. I've got it in a little bit of water, a few tablespoons of water, 2 or 3 tablespoons of water. If you are used to using oil, go ahead and use the oil, but I'm trying to do as little oil as possible, so it sautés just as well in water, and the taste really is no different. You can't tell the difference in the taste. So saute this until it gets a little bit wilted. We're going to add some tomatoes to it. This is so simple, it's only 4 ingredients in addition to salt and pepper. So we've got garlic, onion, and tomato. We're going to add the kale in a little bit, and then a little bit of salt and pepper, and you've got your very simple dish. And nice dropping over there. Don't forget, I said this goes way down. It will wilt, so it won't look like we have very much by the time this wilts down. Alright, this is cooking down, as you can see, but it's not quite done yet. You want it nice and tender and done. So I did put a little lid on this. If you want to add a little more water, you can, but you don't really need to. Oh, and it should be turned down to simmer, of course. If you leave it on high, it could burn. So I've got it on a simmer burner. Alright, I tasted this and it's still a little bit chewy, and you want it nice and tender. So we're going to let this go a little bit more, but in the meantime I'm going to add some salt and pepper to it. Not too much, a few sprinkles. A little bit of salt. And then I'm going to let this go just a little bit more. 5 to 7 minutes. This hasn't been cooking for that long. And probably no more than 10 minutes for sure. And my local health food restaurant makes these greens every day for lunch, different greens, and they say they're the first to go. Everybody clamors over these greens. So when I say they're good, they're really good, and I think you should try this recipe. Okay, our greens are done. As you can see, they're darker in color than they were, and you can also see that they're reduced very, very much in volume. And so if you want to serve a larger crowd with these, you might have to make it in a larger pot with 2 or 3 big bunches instead of the one that I had. So this would only serve about, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 people, really, unless you have 2 helpings yourself, and then it wouldn't even serve that much. So those are probably in cup portions, 1, 2, 3, 4 cups there. So let's take a taste. It's hot. It's delicious. For such a simple recipe, you cannot go wrong with this. So do try it. And you're getting lots of K in the kale.